Jonathan Corpina here on Tuesday to talk some market action. Hey, Jonathan, what's playing into the red game today?
Good morning, Olivia. I think, what we're seeing here is just the normal kind of, unsettledness that we get in this market, right? We've had a pretty good run up as we get towards the end of the month, end of the quarter, end of the half year. That's activity that we normally see. I think right now what we're looking at this week is Fed talk, what we're going to hear from the Fed, and also G20. Any information that's going to come out of the G20 in relation to China-U.S. communications back and forth. So at this point right now, yesterday was a real quiet day, kind of like a stall mode. Today we're waiting for a little bit more information. I think as the week goes on, we'll get more activity.
Compared to what you've been seeing investors or how you've been seeing investors react to Fed rhetoric, et cetera, do you think this is a little more logical response?
Yeah, I think so at this point. What I do like to see is that when we had, the Fed conversation last week and the market reaction to it, we didn't get a lot of volatility associated with it, right? It just kind of shows us that I think the market was pricing a non-move as of last week and is really looking forward to what's going to happen in July. So at this point, not feeling any fear, not feeling any real panic. I think things are smoothing, going down the course a right smooth way. The things that can really throw us off is really going to be there's two things. It's the U.S.-China talks, communications back and forth, and it's this percolating Iran issue that's there.
Do you have any feeling as to what side we'll be on by the end of the week?
Which side of what?
It's seeing what's going to come out of the G20. Do you think it's going to be a positive or negative news? Do you have a gut feeling?
I do. I think I don't think we're going to get a tremendous amount of information. I think we're going to get a lot of wordplay, but the wordplay that we've seen in the past has usually come just from the U.S. side. I think we're going to see it on both sides, and I think the theme will be that we are, moving in the right direction, want to get to some sort of resolution sooner than later. It's going to take time to figure this out, but we are both kind of on the same page. So I think that type of information would be very helpful.
Do you think that the trade negotiations, ongoing trade war, is why we saw a dip in consumer confidence today?
Absolutely, and I think that might not be the last time we see that, right? Because I don't think this is going to get settled anytime soon. We hear from many of the larger companies out there that they are trying to protect the consumer as much as possible with any tariffs moving down the road, right? So they want to absorb as much of this impact as they can. But at some point, the Walmarts, the Home Depots, across the board, the retailers, at some point they're going to have a breaking point where their pain threshold can't be maxed out anymore, and they're going to have to pass it to consumers. So I think from that point of view, we'd be foolish to think that we're not going to feel this at some point. Not now, but I would think down the road, probably at the end of the year.
So calling for a little caution there. Jonathan, at the end of this week, we also have the first round of Democratic debates. Are healthcare stocks and bank stocks in trouble?
I don't know if they're particularly in trouble. This is early in the debate season. I don't think anything that we hear coming out of these debates are really going to be market moving or individual stock or sector moving at this point. No real true front runner. It's fun that we're in, end of June, beginning of July. We're already starting to talk about 2020 elections, and I think we're going to continue to talk, obviously, more and more about this as we get into the second half of the year. But as of now, it's just, this is just not even the first inning. We're just getting up to bat at this point.
That's a really good point. But for now, it's G20 and the Fed. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
That's it. Thank you very much.